Welcome back to some more battles. We are in the open Gray League, and let's see if we can get this team to work. We're going to be using the Diggersby paired with the Clefable and the Dusknoir in the back. This is an interesting lead. We are tanky, but we're not really doing any fast move pressure. We are going to fire off the Scorching Sand, and we do grab a shield, so then we go into our Dusknoir. And we do catch the Dynamic Punch, and that's pretty much what we wanted. They reveal further in the back. We do have Dynamic Punch. This is going to do some huge damage. They get the farm down, and now we have to decide where we want this energy to go. We decided to go into the Diggersby, expecting a Trailblaze. Nope, they go for the Swift, and we only have to tank one move. Because we did have residual energy, we are going to be able to fire off this Scorching Sand, but we get our move caught onto their Emolga. So the Emolga is roughly 50%. They go for the discharge, and this Clefable has to be able to take out this Emolga. We do have our move capped, and we're just going to double shield here so that we can get this move off, forcing them to shield here or let this go. And our opponent does reveal one of their moves. This is going to be the Shadow Punch. Shadow Punch is going to take us out easily. And now we just go for the bait. And unfortunately, we are not able to reach that move. We needed that energy on our Clefable to go to better use. So in hindsight, probably should have shielded, and then we would have got that last shield, and then maybe Scorching Sand would have been enough to take on that Golett, but still iffy situation. I don't know if it would have been enough. It would have been close. Next, we have the Diggersby versus the Low Kicks. Interesting lead here. We have the Fire Punch ability. They go for the Trailblaze to boost up their attacks. So next Trailblaze will threaten KO. Our opponent does stay in, allowing us to get to another Fire Punch. This does take it out, and now we see the Wiggly versus our Clefable. Our Clefable is running the Meteor Mash. Let's see if they believe it. They do. And now we have the opportunity to shield here to get the second shield. Our opponent does actually just go for the Icy Wind. We are barely able to survive it, and we get to another move which breaks down both their shields. So now we have a situation where we're gonna overfarm a little bit, but they do reach one of their moves. Psychic Fang is used. We have this Dynamic Punch that's gonna take out this Morpeko, and now it just comes down to, can we get to the move with our Dusknoir? And it looks like we barely reach it. Doesn't quite KO, but the quick swap out into the Diggersby gets the farm down. So GG's to our opponent, able to win that game with the combination of the Diggersby and the Dusknoir. Here we got the Diggersby versus the Driploon. Not the best lead for our team. We're going to stay in, chip away with our Fire Punch. Our opponent is not dealing any fast move pressure as well. This Icy Wind comes into play, and now we have the matchup we want. We got the Shadow Machamp versus our Clefable. They have the Stone Edge version, and we're going to go for the Meteor Mash here. It does grab that shield. We are not able to get to another move, but you can see this Machamp is roughly 70% damaged. Now we go into the Dusknoir, shield once there, and then we're going to see if we can win the game here with our Dusknoir. You are able to threaten KO or shield, and our opponent elects to shield, so we're going to match them. We get debuffed, but we get the farm down, and now we have a move saved on a Dusknoir. Now we have Diggersby come back out. One Scorching Sand doesn't quite KO. Their Bone Club here goes through, doesn't quite KO, and we faint on the move. However, we have a move banked. This Sour Punch takes out the Mero, and simultaneous KO versus the Triplum is as good as it's going to get. So GG's to our opponent, able to get the tie with the Dusknoir. All right, we got the Diggersby versus the Swampert. Okay, you got the bulk, but they got a really spammy Pokemon. They're going to be able to fire off this Hydro first. We're going to tank the move and then swap out. And they swap out into their Dripplum. Dripplum here is taking a lot of fast move pressure. They decided to go for the Icy Wind. We shield once so that we potentially get a shield. They don't let us get the shield. And they decide to try to farm with their Cacturn. But luckily, we are able to reach the Dynamic Punch. And we absolutely obliterate it. And now it just comes down to, can we spam enough moves to get this Swampert low enough for potential Clefable to win the game? We go for the double bait. We actually get the shield, and then we're going to swap out into the Clefable. Catching the Hydro, we can survive that. And then another Hydro barely doesn't KO, so they get a little bit extra farm. And luckily, they're so low, Fire Punch should be enough for the KO. So GG's to our opponents. I had to use the Diggersby to perfection at the end right there to win the game, but we somehow, someway wiggled out of that situation. All right, next we're going to have the Diggersby versus the Mero. Okay. Mero here is going to be able to get to the move. However, we can tank one easily. We're going to fire off our own Scorching Sand. The Scorching Sand does get shielded. So potential opportunity to shield here and get the next shield. Let's see what happens. This Scorching Sand actually goes through, debuffs them, and we force the Lapras to come out a little bit late. We have the energy advantage. We're going to go for the Dynamic Punch. Huge Dynamic Punch goes through. Not enough to KO, but we get the switch advantage. And now we see the Trapeon come back in. They are trying to farm us down. We reach a Dynamic Punch, and they throw on CAP timing, which is really good news for us. Now all we have to do is just make the alignment. We're going to go into our Clefable here because we can get to a move. Plus, we have a shield to hide behind if they end up throwing a potential Sludge Bomb. But they don't even get to it. So GG's to our opponent. Check out the team if you haven't already, and let us know if you enjoyed the video.